Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. Well, that's why I'm still in bed. Me? You know who I am. I'm FayWhat, and I'm going to help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's going to be a fantastic week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton, is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we are live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm also on demand, baby, anytime you want. It's Monday, July 24th, 2023. I'm FayWhat. Can you really believe that it's July 24th? I'm still trying to get over 2023. All right, so let's kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What the hell did you think I was talking about? Have you seen this burly man next to me? But that's you, yeah. Our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. And this morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal, adult performer and star of For the Love of DILFs on Out TV, Alex Ticas. Follow his adults-only Twitter at Alex_Ticas. Good morning, Alex, and welcome to FayWhat's Bed. How are you, honey?
Good morning.
Oh, yeah, so have you, like everybody else, started to be on Threads, or are you still on Twitter?
No.
What are you thinking about?
No, they're not gonna.
They're not going to get you. What? No.
No, they're not gonna get it. Threads is connected to Instagram, I believe. So once they see my bits and pieces on Threads, Twitter.
You think? Okay.
Yeah. Because I can't I literally have a butt crack, and they'll delete it off Instagram, and I think Threads is not. I don't know any. I've asked adult performers so far if any have tried, and they said,
but they haven't tried either, though. You're saying?
Well, they have, but it's not going to be the same because they'll delete it. So I think Threads is Threads Meta or Facebook. I'm not sure. They're connected.
Side piece, is Threads Meta?
Yes. So the answer is
knows everything.
So the answer is definitely no. Don't do it.
Yeah, but Elon Musk is a turd.
Right.
And gays out there, if you're driving around in a Tesla, you should really go check yourself in the mirror.
But is that my Bessie and the Tessie? I heard that lyric, and I was like, that's so clever.
You're mad at it, but you're like, damn, that's clever.
Is that my Bessie and the Tessie?
Is that my bestie and the Tessie? Yeah, so once he allowed people to just say the N-word on Twitter, and he didn't give a shit about people going off on transgender people, I was just I'm out. So I closed my Twitter account, and then when this Threads came up, I was like, all right, everybody's jumping on, I might as well.
I think it's different for the adult performers. It is literally our main source of advertising, and it's and it's global.
Yeah.
So I don't.
So that's where you're at. I
mean,
mean,
unless you have your own website, unless you have unless your Instagram is really in the hundreds of thousands,
it's not going to be worth it right now. I understand for
that's
what
our
you're
only,
saying. But that sucks that they put you with those people, with those crazy right-wing people. You're with the people that could just dead name anybody, talk whatever shit they want about anybody. Oh, and put adult performers there too, because that's where they belong.
Look, the unfortunate thing is sometimes I will read something about Trump or whatever, and all of a sudden my feed is all about that. So I'm constantly hearing all of the stupidity from the right. It's just crazy right now. Yeah, and he's burnt that. Twitter's burning. It's on fire.
Twitter's burning.
Twitter's on fire. The wings of Twitter are flames right
Just
now.
Tweet away. Just go.
No.
Well, find me on Threads.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some tea today. Let's get this started, Alex.
Look
all right.
at this one.
Yes. Well, Barbie's most enduring quality has always been her ability to be whatever her fans basically wanted her to be, right? So Barbie's been a doctor, an astronaut, a model, a lifeguard. But as the highly anticipated Barbie World movie gets ready to hit theaters later this month, the internet is giving her 2 new roles. LGBTQ plus people think she's a lesbian, and Republicans are confident that she's a communist. Proponents of both theories have their facts to back up their assertions, okay? Whether or not they're worth more than the cost of the doll remains to be seen. However, speaking with Out Magazine this week, a model, a transgender woman, and a Barbie in Greta Gerwig's new movie, Harry Neff explained that her role in the film goes beyond mere representation. Gays think Barbie is a lesbian. And others think she's a communist. What are we all talking about? What do you think?
We're talking about 2 things. The only reason to go see Barbie is that hilarious actress on Saturday Night Live, the lesbian, the blonde. What's her name? She's so funny.
Oh my God, what's her name? Side piece. What's her name? The lesbian, the blonde on Saturday Night Live.
Killison, something. Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon.
Only reason to go see Barbie is just like go see Kate McKinnon.
Don't tell that to the gays.
Number 1. Number 2. When I was a kid, it was all about Barbie's hair. Like, my sister, of course, she would get so mad because I would just play with her and like I would do things with her hair. So it's all about Barbie as a kid. I was like hidden away. No one would know. Except my sister. Who would get so annoyed. What have you done to her hair?
Well, I mean, Alex, when you're teasing the shit out of this poor Barbie's hair, she's got like a little fro, and
she needed a little flip. She needed an updo. I was like all about it. What do we think about this movie? I think this movie, I don't think she's a communist.
I don't think she's a communist or a lesbian. I would take her to be part of my crew. I mean, if she was a lesbian, I just don't think she is.
Wait a minute. How do we deal with a husband? Does Ken have his parts in the movie, or does he not have his parts?
Well, I mean, Ryan Gosling has his parts.
Ryan Gosling.
Listen,
I love me some Ryan Gosling.
Do you? Like since The Notebook, or after, or before?
Oh, that made me cry.
Oh my God, who didn't cry? Well, you put that face. I say The Notebook, and he looks at me with this face like, that made me cry. Like it's made nobody else cry in the world, because The Notebook, it doesn't matter if you're on a plane with a bunch of Republicans that hate you. You will start crying because it's The Notebook.
Don't get me. I will cry on the airplane if it's a sad movie.
I will too.
I don't care.
I was the idiot that started watching A Dog's Purpose on a plane. I'm the idiot, all right? So I'm sitting there with a fountain of tears, just fountain, with the stewardess, who was hot, of course she was hot, comes over, she's like, are you okay? I'm fine. I forgot about him, and he had to pee inside the house.
Can we watch Marley and Me now?
Never, I can't watch that. Somebody told me how that ended, and I had to stop, like 3/4 of the way.
No,
don't watch it.
It all ends that way with dogs, isn't it?
I can't. Luna, why do you do that?
Sorry, Luna's like, whatever.
Luna's like, leave me alone, give me my damn treat.
But getting back to Barbie, I don't think she's a lesbian. I don't think she's a communist. I think it's great that people are talking about her so they can go see this like cheesy, the bears, of course, have taken it and they call themselves Barbies now. It's all. I went to a Barbie party recently where everybody had to wear neon pink and whatever. So,
How did you feel about that?
I like the color.
Yeah,
it's just
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Here,
you know how they say how they're like, okay, yeah, put something to get somebody's attention, right? Well, you put a lot of Barbie and pretty people, gay people are like, oh, let me look.
I mean, down here, you can get away with shit like that. You can't in New York. You can get away with it if you're young.
Yeah.
But down here, you can get away with it.
Yeah, you totally can.
Yeah.
Well, when the movie first was announced, I was like, Barbie, God, this is really cheesy. And then you started looking at the actors that had signed up, and you were like, damn, these are some funny, great people, right?
It's gonna be cute.
Maybe I should.
It'll be nostalgic, because. Whatever, gay guys just play with Barbies,
hiding in the closet.
Girls with Barbies.
Yes, completely. And they had released the tickets to the Friday premiere. The shit sold out in no time at all. So that's gonna be it.
It'll be cute.
Anyway, if you are a communist or if you are a lesbian, we still love you.
Yeah.
That's that, right?
Yeah.
Right. Next. According to researchers at Imperial College London, male monkeys regularly have gay sex and are behaviorally bisexual. The study found that same-sex sexual behavior among monkeys made them better friends, of course, and more likely to back each other up in conflicts. This study focused on 236 males within a wild colony of 1,700 masks on a Puerto Rican island over 3 years. The findings suggest that same-sex sexual behaviors, SSB, have evolved and could be a common feature of primate reproduction, challenging beliefs that this is rare in non-human animals. Will you say same-sex behavior is unnatural? Because it's not. What are we all talking about? What do you think?
Well, people often call me an orangutan, and I have sex with guys, so why can't monkeys?
So why can't monkeys?
Why can't monkeys? If it's found in nature, it's natural. If you see two penguins that are male having it's
natural.
Who are you to say it's unnatural? Like, what's unnatural? Unnatural is the fucking plastic you throw in the ocean.
That's unnatural. That's unnatural. And it's like, okay, so who groomed those penguins?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh my God, who are the groomers of the bisexual monkeys? But
was it like a stray peacock that was like, come on, you could be gay too?
I mean, I know nothing about nothing, but there was this colony of monkeys where a monkey was washing something to clean it up before he ate it, and all of a sudden you saw all the other monkeys doing that. So maybe this monkey was particular monkey was having
look at that ass,
a really good time having, and the other monkey was like, I'm gonna try that.
I'm not doing anything Tuesday about 10 a.m. Why did I do that?
I like it. But you know what? I like it, and I like the other stuff. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
And there isn't going to be some Trump monkey telling me that I can't have sex with any monkey I want to.
A Trump monkey with a little flag.
I kind of want to be a monkey now because nobody's going to bother.
Right? Make nature straight again. Make nature straight again.
Make nature straight again. Oh my God. What is people who are just find anything to bitch about? I swear
seriously,
to God.
or to be wow,
that's crazy.
It's nature, it's natural.
Yeah.
Period. Next, I love this girl. Megan Rapinoe may be preparing to hang up her cleats, but she remains a fierce advocate for transgender women and girls' rights to participate in women's sports. While talking to Time, the two-time World Cup champion said the laws preventing trans women and girls from participating in sports are frustrating, and women's sports are being weaponized. She also took direct aim at anti-trans voices like Martina Navratilova and at ESPN anchor Sage Steele, who have both opposed trans women's participation in sports, as well as transphobic comedian David Chappelle. The transgender community needs support from everyone. What are we all talking about?
I have a very controversial question to ask you.
Please.
So, I sincerely, wholeheartedly, mentally, spiritually, in every essence, identify as a woman, let's say, hypothetically speaking. And I mean, it is from the very depth of my soul. This is my identity. And I decide that I'm going to I know nothing about the topic and I feel ignorant talking about it, but let's just say that this is how I feel. And all of a sudden, I decide to participate in a woman's sport with the physicality that I have. Is it fair?
Okay. And I love that you're asking this and setting it up saying, I don't know shit about shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I don't.
Because the reality, Alex, is that we're all learning as we're going, right? Unless you are a transgendered individual yourself, you can't talk about this subject in its entirety because you don't fucking know the shoes that you're walking in, right? So I can just tell you from what I know and, science, remember that? Right? The reality is that when people are taking hormones or where they're taking gender blockers or they're taking any kind of care, right? You're not going to have the same strength that you do right now as Alex. Okay? I have wonderful friends that are maybe in their second year of transition, right? And in their first year, with the meds that they were taking, they couldn't push a chair because they lost all that strength.
Right.
Okay? So do the science, do the research.
Right.
And there has been where it shows you that the man, and it's not just like that. Like, hey, I feel that I identify as a woman, so I'm just going to join a woman's sport. It doesn't work that way, Alex. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to be living in this life as this, as a woman, and as you identify as who you truly are.
Right.
And then there's certain steps that are associated with it, socially, medically, mentally.
Yeah.
That you go through before this would even happen.
Okay. I think like if then who cares? Like,
do the fucking research.
Yeah,
That's
like-
it. You know, do the research. Prove me
Yeah,
wrong. Like if
yeah.
you think that the person is still as strong,
Right.
because again, yeah, look at it. All right, this is a man going up against a woman. That's
Yeah.
how the right wing is looking at it.
Right. What about?
Then it
I mean,
wouldn't
what-
be fair.
What about if a man is on steroids and he's participating in the sport, or the woman is on steroids and
Completely, which is
like-
why they don't allow
Yeah, they
steroids
don't
in
allow-
most of these sports.
Right. So I mean, I think that. You know what? I think that I don't have enough information, or I'm not in a position to talk.
Oh my God! And I respect
You know what
that.
I want to hear. It'd be great to like hear from like a woman, a trans person in a professional sport that is allowed to play that sport, and see what kind of backlash they're getting or positive affirmation they're getting. But I don't know. Like, what about the other sports members? What was that? What was? Ouch. What about the other sports? Are they if your team and the opposing team are cool with it? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think it has to be a standard
Right.
from beginning to end. I think it can't just be picking and choosing. But again, that is
don't
why
know.
data is needed. That
Yeah.
is why research is needed. That's why science is needed. Like to answer the questions. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
there's still so much question because people have not put the money that it needs to do the research.
Right.
Just my own personal opinion. You know.
I mean, and it's all like fairness is so relative. Like what you may think is fair is what I might not think is fair, which is what I think is coming into play in this. Like, you know, so it's just.
But what is fair? Like, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, okay, how about
Exactly.
somebody who's got the best coaches, who's got all the money to train in a facility, and then somebody else who doesn't
Yeah.
and has to do it in the streets?
Exactly.
They're still competing against each other,
Right.
you
I
know?
mean,
So, yeah, still a lot to unpack. And again, that's saying stuff like that is why I do the show,
Right.
Alex. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, I would rather you ask the question and both of us have the fucking wrong answer,
Yeah.
right? And have somebody correct us, and then the next time we're like, this is what I learned.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would.
You
like-
know, you're not a trans person, and neither am I. So I wouldn't even say this is how it is and that's it, because it's a lived experience, and everybody's experience is different.
Yeah.
It's different right now.
It's like being-
But I appreciate, you know, Megan saying, okay, you know, let's figure this out before you just start saying, okay, you know, you can't be part of the sports team.
Yeah.
Let's get the things correct. Let's not just say, okay, no way, you're
No.
trans, you can't compete.
It's like telling a little girl she can't be on the boys' soccer team.
Basically.
You know what I mean? That's not fair. I don't think that's fair.
And that's basically what they're
Yeah.
doing every day. Yeah.
I got it.
Next, Dog the Bounty Hunter went on an unhinged, largely incoherent anti-LGBTQ+ religious rant recently,
Shocking.
laced with violent rhetoric and threats aimed at transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. The former reality TV star, whose real name is Dwayne Chapman, and his sixth wife, Francie Fran, began their Facebook Live conversation with apostolic revivalist Cheryl Barrera. During the conversation, Barrera brought up prideful ministers, and Chapman seized on the word, launching into a cliche-heavy criticism of Pride Month. Chapman hinted at anti-LGBTQ+ violence, insisting that, quote, they're coming for our children, end quote. Chapman's daughter, Lisa, has reacted to this conversation, distancing herself from her father's words. Dog the Bounty Hunter goes on a rampage against all of us. What are we all talking about? I loved how your first reaction was shocking. Shocking. Shocking.
Sixth wife, Francie Frayne. I mean, coming and they're together with an like an evangelist.
Yeah, that's basically
talking about gay, like being gay. Like you're on your sixth wife.
Yeah.
You're on your sixth wife. God knows why you got divorced from the other five.
Well, and he's got like 143 kids, okay? He's got like 143 kids.
Yeah.
And yes, this is his sixth wife, but his last wife, who was the blonde woman who was on Dog with him, passed away less than a year ago, and he's already remarried.
Oh, wow. Okay. So,
You know,
he needs a woman, but he needs a woman to take care of him.
So we're not, and I'm not surprised. I mean, I wish I would have loved to think that maybe he could be an ally. You know what I mean? But
they're coming for your children. Like, I mean this with like so much respect. I don't care about your children. Children, go away. Like literally, I see a child, I cross the street. I want nothing to do. We don't want your children.
No.
We don't want to. You know what? When you kick your child out, and he's 15 or 16 and she's 15 and 16 and it's like North Dakota and she's freezing or he's freezing, I would probably bring them into the house and help them out.
Yeah.
But that's where my charity comes in from. I don't want
No, not even your charity, honey. That's where your humanity comes in.
Thank you. But I don't care about your child. I don't want to indoctrinate your child.
I don't want to groom your child.
I don't want to groom them.
We don't need to add any to our group. We have plenty.
We're okay. We're doing good.
Yeah. We're good in numbers.
Good.
Our numbers are actually increasing every year.
No.
We're actually good.
What sucks is like what they don't want children to do is say, no big deal.
No big deal.
That's how they think we're indoctrinating. Because the kids are just like, no big deal. Because the kids around them, their friends and all of their friends around them are gay, are bi, are fluid, are all of these things. And they weren't allowed to say that in my generation.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
In my generation alone. I grew up in Jamaica, Queens. I was called a faggot from the time I was 6 years old.
Wow.
Like I was like, that word has been in my head since I was 6. I didn't know what it meant when I was 6. But
you knew there was a bad connotation when it was said, right?
Yeah. Now, I mean, if you're talking about small towns, you're still going to hear that word in a bad connotation because of, well, it's Kentucky. You know what I mean? But in the bigger cities, people aren't going to tolerate that kind of stuff. So by indoctrinating, it means just sort of like, no big deal.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
No, and you're absolutely right. And isn't it sad that and that's not an uncommon thought to like what you said about like when you see a kid, you go the opposite way, right? Like, God. I'm a woman, and so you're supposed to have that motherly bullshit, right? I lost that with the grooming and all these assaults on us. You understand? How sad is it that when I see a kid, I'm afraid to carry it because I don't want anybody to think anything.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? Like holy crap.
So, there was a point in time where I would love to be like, what I love though is like, I love when kids are screaming and just sort of like doing their thing and being kids. I wanted to be a teacher. Like I would love to be like an elementary school teacher. But like in my mind, I'd be like, okay, there'd have to be a camera in the corner. The door would have to be open at all times. And like, I would just have to make sure that there was nothing, the kid had to be like 3 feet away from me. You know what I mean? All of these things because you have to be careful. God forbid a kid would be sad and he wanted to give you a hug. You're indoctrinating them.
Yeah. You're grooming them. Not awful that we have to think that. And again, not an uncommon thought. Okay, we're two people that are different. We're part of the same community, and we both feel the same way. I could imagine that many others feel the same way too. And with people like Dog talking shit like that, it makes other people believe it.
Like, God forbid, you're on an airplane and you see one of them coming down. You're like, oh Lord. Please don't sit next to me.
Please don't sit next to me. Please, and I just got off a plane this morning, and I always have the one kid kicking my seat because they always make sure to put it behind.
Oh, of course.
Like,
always. They love it.
Put it behind the lesbian. She's fine. Put it behind the lesbian. Next, finally, Rikkie Valerie Kollé has won the Miss Netherlands crown. Woo! And she will become the second openly transgender woman to participate in the Miss Universe pageant. In an Instagram post after she was crowned in the pageant, she said, quote, I did it. Yes, I'm trans and I want to share my story, but I'm also Rikkie. And that's what matters to me. I did this on my own strength and enjoyed every moment, end quote. Kollé underwent gender affirming surgery this past January. She changed her name from Rick to Rikkie when she was just 11 years old. Congratulations, Rikkie. We are so proud of you, mama. What are we all talking about? Oh yeah, she's beautiful, Alex. She is hot. No, she is hot.
She's hot.
She is hot. Congratulations. I just, I wish that I was like a wall in Trump's room just to see like what he really would think or really does think about something like this.
Imagine, like, can you imagine a trans Miss Universe or a trans Miss USA?
Yes.
Can you imagine? Like, it would just be like grab the popcorn.
Grab the popcorn. Isn't it crazy? Like in this day and age where we're so targeted and we're so hated and we're always in the news and shit like that, that something like this would happen and we would get that plus. We would get that.
No matter what they do, we are not going anywhere unless it's something, God forbid, it's something violent that happens, God forbid, knock on wood, that we're not going anywhere. No matter how, and the harder you try, the more publicity comes out and the more people read about it and know about it. And, And the people that read about it, some of them are going to be the right people that read, some people are going to be the wrong, but usually the right, sort of like, in an optimistic, happy world, which I like to believe we live in, even though I'm like in South Florida. Yeah. I like to believe that people read these things and go, good. Not a big deal. And she's gorgeous.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. She competed with the other women.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean? At their level. And that shit's not easy, Alex.
Yeah,
you've got to be, it's not just beauty.
Yeah.
It's presentation. It's how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
It's just so many things. And she's done all that.
Is like the Miss Netherlands, the group, are they happy that they're in the news and we're talking about it?
I think they are.
I think they're pretty happy about it.
They're pretty happy.
But they're not going to pick like a snaggletooth Miss Netherlands. She's going to be gorgeous.
No, no, not at all. I mean, she's super hot, and we say congratulations. And I hope that in our lifetime we get to see this. And I really feel that it's that close, though, Alex.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean? She's got the goods. I mean, she could win it, and we are all
hopefully Florida is not underwater in 10 or 20 years so that we can see it.
I can't guarantee that. We might just be underwater. The FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. And Hotspots Magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 37 years. And Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So, Alex, anything fun that you've got going on next week?
What's going on? It's August. So
no, it's July.
It's July.
It's the end of July. August is next week.
August is next week.
Yeah.
And the first week of August, I turn 50 years old. I'm keeping the gray a little bit, just to sort of like remind me, But
remind you, but boys love that. What are you talking about?
I'm going to let it grow along. It needs a little work. Like I'm looking at right now. Oh, yeah.
Is that like a manscaping kind of thing? Like, do you like start up here and then you go down?
I don't touch really. Maybe there's a little bit going on down there, because it's just like it's like the Amazon down
freaking
there.
Forest. Honey, but it's an Amazon that I know a lot of boys want to get lost in there.
Listen. Help me, I'm lost.
Help! Leave me. Help!
I'll show you the way in a little while. But I'll show you the way out. But in the meantime, so that's the big thing. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what anything.
It's 50. It's a big one.
I may just be at TJ's having sushi for one. I don't know.
You will not. But I mean, okay, a lot of us don't expect to make it to 50, Alex.
I got to tell you something. Yeah, I've died.
And especially with what we have gone through and put our bodies through.
I have died many times these last 50 years. I've looked back on it. I'm going, whoa, a couple of times especially. I'm like, how I made it out of that one. I can't even tell you.
By the skin on your ass.
But at 50, yeah. So we're like, so is this chapter 2?
Chapter 2.
Finishing chapter 2, beginning chapter 3, who knows?
Something like that, yeah. People say that you're on the 5th floor or some bullshit like that. I'm going up. Listen to me. I told my wife straight up, between you and me, okay? Secret to secret. Secret to secret.
Yeah.
Okay? Nobody knows when I turn 50. And if they do and they come out with a cake, don't waste money on it because I'm throwing the shit.
Listen,
and the whole party is done.
She has snuck into your purse. She has looked at your ID. She
knows. Oh, my wife knows.
Okay,
it was part of the prenup. Bitch, we will never celebrate my 50, and you know that. And she's all excited about hers. You be excited about yours, my boo. Never gonna happen. I will stay 40-something for freaking ever.
Forever 45.
Forever 45. Okay, that's just between me and my Botox lady.
Which I still have to call.
All right? I gotta thank Alex for getting up early for the FayWhat show. And remember to follow his adult Twitter at Alex_Ticas and make sure to show him some love and subscribe to his OnlyFans page, all right? It's worth it.
It's really worth it.
It really is worth it.
Some good stuff coming out.
It really, and he manscapes like right before he films a lot of that stuff, so you don't get lost in the Amazon also.
I do have a video of me shaving my entire beard off on OnlyFans, so you get to see what I look like without it.
He's hot. He's hot with it or without it. You are.
Thank you, Mama.
I love you.
I love coming down here.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
I love you so much.
It's early, but I love it.
No, I know. Okay. Let me finish the show. I love you. All right. So did you know that the Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located right here in Fort Lauderdale. We broadcast our Sunday service every week at 10:30 a.m. God. You know, we love to introduce you to incredible people in our LGBTQ plus community, and today is no different. This woman is just inspiring, and she's so much fun. Here she is, the beautiful Miss Stephanie Denooyer. Watch this. Good morning, mi gente. Welcome back to the FayWhat Show. I am joined by the founder of Amavi Miami, Stephanie Denooyer. And if I said her last name wrong, she's going to hit me later, and it's okay. It'll be brown on brown crime. Anyway, so she believes in helping others and understands that though we are created differently from each other, we can create a better world if we just stick together. While most of her time is dedicated to her job and Amavi Miami, she loves art, crafting, remodeling, and building things in her spare time. How very IKEA of you. Let us know, she lets us know that all about her profession, and she lets us know that she loves her wife, Mari, and that she wants to let us know all about all the upcoming events in Miami and a whole lot more. Welcome to the show, Stephanie Denooyer. All right, tell me about your last name again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course,
Denooyer.
of course.
So my dad's Italian, my mom's Colombian.
Okay, what a mix.
Yeah, crazy mix, right?
I wasn't gonna say it, but I thought that for sure. You know, you folks know that I'm Colombian, right? So that part of me is actually a little less crazier than the Puerto Rican side, and that's not saying a lot.
Yeah, so it's a crazy mix. But yeah, it's an Italian last name, and
I love it.
That's kind of where I got the idea of Amavi.
Amavi,
right? My dad's Italian, and Amavi in Italian means loved.
I love
and
that.
I wanted something that would, be meaningful for our community.
And it really is, and it really is. So how did Amavi start?
So I was very much involved with the Miami-Dade Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, I love them.
I used to, yeah, they're
with
wonderful.
Lexi's over there, and all those
love
folks over
Lexi,
there. Love
yeah.
you guys over
Love
there.
you.
You guys are amazing. Thank you for all you do.
Yes, so I was very much involved with the chamber, doing a lot of network events with them, and kind of helping other women with their events. And then I said, hey, you know what? I would love to kind of get more involved and do events myself, and do events where we can all connect, do network events, do events that are going to help the community, do events that are going to bring awareness to all different types of subjects. One right now that's very dear to my heart is bringing awareness to mental health. So I'm doing a lot of events that help other organizations that bring awareness to mental health.
I love that.
So,
I love
yeah.
that. Well, especially because you know how people always think about our community as like all we do is party. You know, like that's it.
We're just the big party scene people.
And it's not that we don't have fun, right? And it's not that we can't party every night if we really wanted to. But the reality is that there are people out there like Stephanie that don't just want to party. You know what I mean? They want to bring awareness to our community. They want to make our community better instead of taking away. And that's why I wanted to interview you, because
Thank you.
Your light is apparent, and I know that your passion, wherever it started from, is there. Like I could just see it in your eyes. And then I found out about your brother, which I didn't know until recently as well. So unfortunately, Miss Stephanie lost her brother to mental health, and and so that's why that's become such a passion for you. Correct?
Yes,
Would you like to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, no one's ever really prepared to lose a loved one, right? Especially somebody that's younger than you, somebody that's full of life, and somebody that has a regular life, goes to work, has a family, has a child. Unfortunately, depression is a real thing. Bullying is a real thing. Stress is a real thing. And especially, I want to say a lot of, especially men, I would say, try to hide those feelings, right? I mean, in the Latin culture, you always hear people say, oh, if you're a guy, you can't cry.
Yeah.
I mean, why?
Yeah.
We were made to cry. We were made to laugh. We were made to have all these emotions, and it's okay to have emotions. Unfortunately, my brother went into a deep depression, which we were not 100% aware of. And
Because he wasn't vocal about it, obviously.
he was
right?
not very vocal about it, and he was such a strong person that you would have never thought that any negative thoughts would go through his mind. So August 5th would be 2 years that he passed away.
Wow.
It's taken a huge toll on my family, but I've been lucky enough to have a great support system, especially with the LGBTQ community. There's many people that have gone through this process with me that I'm extremely grateful for. And so a lot of people say, well, if your family member passed away from suicide, stay quiet about it. Don't say anything. I believe that if I can save one person's life, I did a good job. So that's what I do now. I try to bring awareness. I try to connect with people that have organizations that help mental health. There's one, Brighter, and I hope I'm not saying the wrong company name, but I think it's Brighter Days. The girl's name is Erica, and she gives therapy to people that can't afford therapy.
Wow, that's amazing. And it's so important,
it's
you know?
so important.
Like last month was BIPOC Mental Health Awareness Month, and we spoke about it here on the show, right? And it's one of those things where when it comes to Black and brown, people of color, you know, that stigma is there. Like you said, like if a little boy cries, it's, you know, oh, you're not a man, or why are you being a wussy, or whatever, all along the many messed up words that people use to call our community, right? That's what they tell a kid if he cries when he's little,
Exactly.
you know? And so then that kid grows up with that. And you're like your brother, a strong Latino boy that it's like, I'm not going to tell anybody that I'm depressed. I'll get over it. No problem. And every day it would get worse and worse, you know? And in LGBTQ, some people have issues, well, many people have issues with healthcare.
Yes.
You know, and they're afraid that maybe their insurance won't cover it, or maybe they won't understand, or maybe whatever. All that shit is in your head, basically, okay? There's help. There are organizations, like you said. What was the name of the place again?
I want to say it's called Brighter Days.
I want to say I heard about that place.
Yeah,
Stephanie.
I
That's
hope I'm
what
not saying the wrong name. The girl's name is Erica. I would definitely love for you to eventually connect with her.
I would love to.
Wonderful.
Erica, get on my show. Get in bed with me,
Yes.
Erica. There is
Comfy bed, by the way.
It's a comfy bed. You see, you know, there are organizations up here in Broward also like SunServe that deal with mental health for LGBTQ plus youth and also seniors and stuff like that.
That's
so
wonderful.
It, you know, it touches my heart that you have made something positive out of something so fucking horrible. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, like I know, I can tell from the first time that I met you that when you spoke about your brother, right, you light up because like you go back to those wonderful memories with him, right?
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry. I thank you for sharing this with me.
No,
I don't want you to
thank you.
cry. I'm so sorry to put you in this place. It's just like, you know, just like you said, like you're helping one person just by telling your story.
Yeah.
You know, and I can only imagine what your family's going through, you know? But if you look at a positive, if there is any.
Yeah, you know, just making sure that we show people what they're worth, everybody's worth, and just being kind to one another. I mean, I know it sounds so cliche, but be kind to one another, respect one another, you know, and if you can give a helping hand, do it.
Que linda. You know, a little compliment sometimes goes a long way. There's sometimes that I'm at Publix and you'll see like the cashier say, and I'll just say something like, my God, your nails are beautiful. And all of a sudden the person changes from,
Yeah, that just makes their day. It makes their
thank
day.
you. And the nails could be jacked up.
Mine's orange.
A hot mess. Hers are pretty, mine are not, right? And you're still like, wow, what a great color. Maybe I'll get that next time. That didn't cost you shit, okay? It costed you nothing, but you just made that person feel seen,
Exactly.
you know? So how long has Amavi been around?
Amavi's been around, I want to say almost 4 years now. Yeah, or almost 4 years.
So like right before COVID time.
Yeah, right before COVID.
Coño,
time.
good timing you have.
Yeah, right. But let me tell you, during COVID, we had the best pool parties. Those were packed, full of people. So listen, it was a good time.
Oh my God. I'll remind you folks later, but make sure that you follow Amavi on, is it Amavi Events or just Amavi?
Amavi Miami on Instagram.
Amavi Miami on Instagram. Make sure that you follow them because during COVID, when we were all locked up in our house, I remember looking, going, these hot girls are by the pool. Nobody invited me. What the hell? My life has no meaning. But going back to Amavi, I'm so glad that it's not just, like you said, outdoor events. It's all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? I was blessed to be able to go to one of your networking events, and like I met some incredible divas, and divas in a positive, okay? Like some incredible girls that I had never laid eyes on, that were also awesome components of our lesbian community, you know? And let's talk a little bit about that. Do you think it's stronger for girls, it's harder for girls to have their parties out there, to be out there represented in a sea of gay boys that we have here?
I think so. I mean, I think that for some reason, the lesbian community, I don't know, I think they're scared to go out. I don't know, where are all the lesbians? But come out. Sometimes it's hard to have a lot of girls at events, right? But I think it's us women, you know, we have to take care of our moms when they get older, or we start having kids, or, you know, all these different excuses that come up in life. So maybe that's why it's a little bit harder. Obviously, the male community has huge power and they support each other so much. And I think here in South Florida, we try to do the same. There's other lesbian event companies, and we all try to work very closely with each other. We try to respect each other's events. If one's doing an event on a certain weekend, we try to do our event another weekend so we're not, clashing events.
I love that.
But I think collaborating and helping each other out and supporting each other and promoting each other's events is great.
And it's key.
Yeah.
And it's so key. You have a beautiful wife.
Thank you.
Who I met a couple of times, and she is so freaking dear. She's adorable.
Thank
and you got her from out of the country. Is that because all women down here are fucking crazy?
I imported her.
Do you like how he said that with a straight face? But it's the truth, right?
It's the truth. It's the
you
truth.
imported her. Yeah. Mail order bride.
Yes. So
Lesbian edition.
Lesbian edition. Yes. My wife and I have been married now. It's going to be 2 years that we're married together. 3. Thank you. Yeah. She's from Spain. She's a huge supporter. Obviously, she's also owner of Amavi Miami, and she pretty much handles all the decoration, all the ins and out of the events. So huge supporter for not only for Amavi, but obviously through my process of my brother's law, she's been amazing.
You throw events where there's a lot of hot girls, and a lot of the times it's a pool party where the girls are half naked, and we appreciate that. Is it hard for your wife to date, to have that relationship with someone who throws these events?
I don't think so. I think me and her have.
Let's ask her. Come on in. Come on in. Put the phone down. Yes, you. What? Who else am I talking to? Your wife? Should I talk to her in Spanish?
Yes.
Mi amor, ven para acá. Ven, métete aquí. No, pero go right through here. Come right. No. Ven acá.
Por encima de la cama.
Come right here. Come right here. Yes. It's okay. She doesn't have to.
Okay.
Ven, mi amor. Ven.
Seguro.
Ven. And the greatest thing is that she doesn't speak English, so we don't even have to talk to her much, right? Isn't that awesome how that works, all right?
Hi.
Oh my God,
How
have you ever
are
been in
you?
bed with 2 women at the
I
same
actually
time?
have, girl.
Oh my
Actually been
God,
in
we
bed with a
haven't.
couple
This
more.
is a pleasure.
How are you?
Hi, welcome to the party, mi amor.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing. Gracias por todo lo que haces con Amavi y con tu esposa preferida. Bueno, tu única. ¿Sabes que en casa yo le digo a mi esposa, oye, tú eres mi esposa preferida?
Sí.
I tell my wife at home all the time, you're my favorite wife. She goes, I'm your only wife. And I just look away. I'm such an awful person. Mi amor, tú te mudaste acá. Y
Yeah.
con toda la mierda que está pasando aquí en los Estados Unidos, en la Florida, con DeSantis y todo, y tú te querías venir para acá, y no era que era una posibilidad que ella puede irse contigo para allá a Spain.
Claro, también está esa posibilidad.
But ¿cómo te sientes estar aquí?
Bien, no, yo me siento muy bien. La verdad que me encanta este país y me ha acogido muy bien. Pero quien mejor me ha acogido ha sido ella.
Oh, no, claro.
Oh my God.
Well, so that was a sex joke, and I hope you got it. I'm going to start doing Spanish closed captioning on my show, I think. So I asked her beautiful wife, just like, you came to the United States with all this craziness going on here. I would have grabbed her and taken her to Spain. And she goes, well, that's still a possibility. Like we can still go, that's not a big deal. But she says that she's good and that she feels welcomed. And that has to be a reflection on you, Stephanie, because imagínate, this place is not easy.
Yeah, Miami has gotten, not going into politics, but yeah, difficult.
Yeah.
Let's just say it
Very
like that.
difficult.
Very difficult. And it's a shame. It's a shame that we have to go through what we're going through, and instead of moving forward, we're just going backwards.
Yeah.
So that's why we have to, again, stick together. I always tell people, please, when you have the opportunity, go out and vote. You have that power, take advantage of it.
Yeah,
right.
And if you're a Republican, don't vote. No, that's my new thing. That's my new thing. It's like, listen, don't go out to vote. You love me, don't vote. That's how I'm gonna go. So not too political, Stephanie. Yo a ti te voy a dejar aquí, so you just stay right there.
Okay.
I don't want to get too political either. No, she's good, right?
No,
lesbians, okay? Women LBTQ, okay? Do you see any women that are not lesbians at your events?
Oh yeah, we have, everybody comes to our events. Our events are open to everyone, and we do see a lot of women that are not lesbians. We have a lot of transgender women that come to the events. We cater to everyone. We're not exclusive just to women. We welcome all boys to our events too. But yeah, we get a bunch of different people in our events.
Well, I wanted to, I had told Stephanie before that I definitely want to spotlight more women on the FayWhat show, right? you know, lesbians are important. I'm a lesbian, you know, so I definitely want to bring that out. And I noticed that when I talk to my gay boys, I'm like, oh, there's this event company in Miami and they do girl events. They're called them, you know, and people will be like, oh, I've never heard of them. Or, oh, you know, a different kind of ladies night or lay chic or, you know, all these great lesbian places. Because believe it or not, gay boys like lesbian parties too, you know? I've taken, you know, my favorite anchor from Queer News Tonight, I've taken him, Al Ferguson, to a huge lesbian pool party. And I've never seen that white man smile so much, okay? And he's had a lot of penis around him in his time. But he was very, very excited at the women's party. Yeah. Boys love to go to and they want to know about these events as well.
We have great parties. Our parties are a lot of fun. So we definitely welcome all the boys to come and join us. And party with us. But I'm gonna give you a little bit of homework, Miss Stephanie. Like every time that I come across a lesbian woman, a strong lesbian woman, right? I make it a point to tell them to find a transgender woman, help them, figure out a way to bring them into our events, okay? Because for me, it's women, period. If you're a queer woman, if you're a lesbian woman, if you're a trans woman, you're a woman. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give a shout out now that I'm here. So my best friend, her name is Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Yes. And she's trans and she's looking to date someone. Ooh. So we have a speed dating event coming up soon. So anybody that's looking to find the love of their life, we welcome you to our speed dating event, which is coming up very soon.
I love that.
So shout out to Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca, listen, I might know somebody for you. I'm just saying. So make sure that you follow Amabi events, Amabi Miami, on Instagram to find out all the things that are coming up, all the future events. That speed dating thing.
Yes.
Can I just watch and video it? I think my wife might have a problem with me actually joining in, but but I think it'll be fun.
I think it's gonna be a blast. I mean, it's the first time we do a speed dating event, so I'm super excited about it. You know, we'll see how it goes. And if anybody finds the love of their life, I want to be the flower girl at their wedding.
Oh, and I'll be the efficient.
Yes.
I want to be the efficient. Where do you see Amabi events in 5 years, Steph?
You know, definitely getting bigger, being able to get closer to more companies that do well for the community. Again, my goal is not just to throw parties. My goal is definitely to give back to the community and help out. And that's what I believe in and what fulfills my heart, being able to maybe get more involved with the LGBTQ youth. I know a lot of youth gets kicked out of their home for being gay, for their sexual preference, and, you know, they're just stranded. They become homeless. So I definitely would like to kind of get a little bit more involved in that.
Yeah, let's get you partnered up with some Broward people and stuff, and we could just like take over.
Hopefully one day I can have a building where I can just cater to people and help them and give them shelter. And I mean, that would be a dream, right? But maybe in 5 years, who knows?
Listen, you can manifest your dreams.
Oh yes, I manifest them all the time.
Right, I think you manifested Mari.
And I manifested being here at your show.
You did. You see
in bed with you.
In bed with me. I want to be in bed with Faye. And then she's like, what? No, that's not like that. What? Yes. Any final message to any of the girls that are out there watching us?
Yes. So please come out to the events. Please help each other out. Let's show the world that lesbians could also have a great time and party, support each other, and join us at all of our events. Everybody's welcome, and that's it. Thank you so much.
No, and please, like I said, follow Stephanie. Stephanie and Mari, they're doing amazing things with their company, and they've always got stuff going on. Like she said, from a networking to a speed dating to a pool party to a bar crawl to like a bunch of different things. It's not just party, all right? And like she said, you know, there's a stigma behind mental health, and she wants to break through that. So if there's somebody out there watching that feels that they've got some kind of an issue or they need to know where to find help, contact the show. We will send you in the right direction. Miss Stephanie and Mari, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. It was so great.
Mari, you okay? You okay?
Okay.
We'll be right back. Thank you. Finally this morning, I want to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it Faye, what's on my mind? Guess who's on my mind? Pedro Pascal is still on my mind, still. I love him so much. So I had given you a couple of reasons last week as to why we love him, and there were so many, right? I told you before about how incredible he is with his sister and posting about pride, but there's a whole lot more reasons why I just love Pedro, aside from the fact that I want to see him naked, like really bad. And I'd like to see him have sex with Alex Tikas. If I can figure out a way to make that happen on OnlyFans, so let me see if I can work on that, because that would blow up. Anyway, so here are a few other reasons why we love him, okay? How about the fact that Pedro Pascal supports Bella Ramsey with his whole heart, right? You know who Bella Ramsey is. She's also on The Last of Us, all right? So Pascal has been nothing but supportive since Ramsey shared with the world that she is gender fluid. And speaking about Pascal's allyship while working together on The Last of Us, Ramsey said her co-star was super supportive as she wore a chest binder for 90% of shooting. They also had many open conversations about sexuality and gender. She said, quote, and they weren't always deep. They could be funny and humorous, the whole spectrum. We were just very honest and open with each other, end quote. And that meant a lot to Ramsey. Ramsey told that to GQ, educating his co-workers, Gina Carano, who appeared alongside Pascal in the first 2 seasons of the Star Wars series, The Mandalorian. So here's another reason why we love Pedro Pascal, okay? Because he had to school some of his co-actors, all right? So, she was criticized after adding boop, boop, beep to her Twitter profile in lieu of her pronouns, right? So, the Mandalorian star, in true Pascal fashion, the actor who displays his own pronouns online, explained to Carano why sharing pronouns genuinely on social media can be a way of supporting the trans community. Quote, yes, Pedro and I spoke and he helped me understand why people were putting them in their bios, end quote. She tweeted after the backlash. She also said, I didn't know before, but I do now. Alas, she insisted that she won't put her pronouns in her own bio, but says that she stands against bullying and supports those who are most vulnerable. All right? That's a wonderful thing. And Pedro did that. And you could do that also as an ally. Being lethally protective of Lux is another thing that Pedro Pascal does so incredibly as an ally. Lux is his trans sister. So most recently, Pascal opened up about his relationship with his sister. In a conversation with Esquire, he spoke candidly about having a trans sibling at a time when trans rights were so under threat. He said, quote, I wouldn't want to speak on her behalf, but she is and always has been one of the most powerful people and personalities I've ever known. My protective side is lethal, but I need her more than she needs me. End quote. He's incredible. And what can the world learn from Pedro Pascal's allyship? Well, Pedro Pascal's actions have proven time and time again why he's a shining example of what it means to be a true LGBTQ plus ally. From his various roles in films and television that promote diversity and inclusivity to his vocal and unwavering support for the LGBTQ plus community. Pascal's advocacy is a shining beacon of hope in an oftentimes discriminatory world. So as Pedro Pascal has shown us, allies play a vital role in the fight for social justice. By modeling inclusivity and acceptance, we can all become better allies in our own lives, all right? So if you want to be a good ally, look and see the things that Pedro Pascal does on an everyday basis, right? That could also help you be a good ally. And as a good ally, you help our wonderful community. So, all right, I just took off Pedro Pascal's pants in my thought process. Okay, well, it happens, all right? That's the FayWhat show, folks, and that's what was on my mind. So I hope that you had fun. I got to thank my friend, Mr. Alex Tikas, for joining me in bed and being the incredible, incredible human that he is. I also want to say thank you to Miss Stephanie Denooyer for our great interview, and I wish her well with all the folks over there at Mavi Miami. I am really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. You saw that today in today's show. It's often hard for us girls, but if we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We opened the show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. So I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity because it's what makes us so freaking strong. Until next Monday, world, at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I am #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's you?
So So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did, so make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo, so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.